I'm Dave Bosco, and this is Bosco 411, and today we're talking about flood vehicles. If you have a question you want answered on this show, you can go to our Facebook page or our website at bosco411.com. All right, flood vehicles. Excellent question. What happens with them? Where do they go? How do you figure out if it is a flood vehicle? All right, so there's plenty that get involved. Okay, let's just start off with a hurricane. Okay, a lot of people, they make the joke that, man, they had a hurricane down south. Here come the flood vehicles. You know, everybody's going to be selling flood vehicles. Well, yes and no. If an insurance company, if the car is insured, we're going to start there. If the car has insurance on it, they're going to call the insurance company and say, man, my car just got flooded. It won't run. I got open my door and water's pouring out of it. I got some fish in there, and the insurance company's going to come out. Most likely, the insurance company's going to total that vehicle. Travel trailers, that's another big thing. Okay, when the hurricane came through Texas, there was thousands, and the number's probably higher than that, thousands of travel trailers that were overturned, flooded, the whole 9 yards, along with cars, motorcycles, whatever. If the insurance company goes out and it's a legitimate claim and the car's totaled, the insurance company will pay you. Okay, they take the title. That title's going to be branded as a flood vehicle. Now, let's say you're not really sure if your car is even a flood vehicle. You have a development that's really hilly, okay? Your house sits up on the hill. You got about 3 or 4 neighbors around you that are up a little bit higher than everybody else. Everybody calls their insurance company. The insurance company comes in. They start evaluating all these cars. Your car may be thrown into the flood loss. Okay? Maybe it didn't have any flood damage. But when there is thousands of vehicles that the insurance company is trying to look at, if they think for 1 minute or there's just a little bit of water in that car, they may total that vehicle. Does it say that the vehicle is actually totaled? Probably not. I've known people to buy vehicles that were considered to be a flood vehicle. All the electronics were fine. You could see where the water line didn't even come up to the bottom of the door. So then you start thinking about your brakes and things like that, wheel bearings. Those are the things you want to be able to, look at. But does that total a vehicle? No. And when the insurance company is dealing with so many adjusters, they're trying to do so much. Sometimes it's like having a basket of apples. Okay? You're on the docks and they got this basket of apples and they see 2 bad apples out of 24. They take that basket and they put it over here, and they're going to come back and re-look at it later to see if it's any good. They might have to take the 2 bad apples out, and then they'll send the rest. Or they may say, we don't have time. If those apples are bad, the other ones are probably bad too. Well, then even if they come back, oh, now they're bad. They might have had a little moisture in the vehicle. Well, no, that can't even be cleaned up. There is no cleaning that up. It is done. It's gone. Now it's totaled. Okay? So it's not by anybody's fault or anything like that. When you see a title or you go to an auction and it says flood vehicle, you want to look at all the crucial parts. You want to pull the dipstick on the oil. You want to pull the transmission stick. You want to look under it. You want to look for rust. You want to look for the connections on the electronics. That's the biggest thing is connections. Get underneath the dashboard. Look at these control boxes. Okay? Look at the metal boxes where all the wires go into. Look at all your modules. Once you lift that little box up, you're going to know whether it was filled with water at one time. This car might have been up to the roof with water. And somebody went in there, cleaned her up real quick and threw her on the auction block. But then you say, okay, well, I bought a car and it had rust on the inside of it. And the electronics were crazy. I took it into the shop and they said, man, this thing was flooded at one time. But I've got a Carfax that tells me it's good. I've got a title that tells me that it's good. How can this be a flood vehicle? There's no way. Well, here's what happens, right? Whoever owned the car might not have had full coverage insurance on it. It could have flooded. They called the insurance company and they said, it's not our problem, dude. You didn't have full coverage on it. Well, if you only carry liability, it's your car. You have to deal with it however. If you have a dishonest person that's going to go in there, they're going to shop vac this thing out. They're going to leave the doors open. They're going to put it in a garage and crank the heat up to 100 degrees. Try to get this thing dried out. They're going to get rid of all the water indications on the outside. They're going to clean the car up. They're going to put it outside. They're going to slap a for sale sign in it because the insurance companies never had their title. They turn around and sell it or trade it. And then you get stuck with it. You want to look over every vehicle that you buy just to make sure. Sometimes it might have it might be a flood vehicle. Might not be the end of the world for a flood vehicle. But then again, you might have a vehicle that's not even stamped as a flood vehicle. You want to look for it. You want to make sure that you're getting what you're paying for. Take your time and check it over. This is Bosco 411. If you like that video, hit the subscribe button and check out the other videos on our channel.